Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. If you are living in non-Asian countries,
A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E.
you are probably following the football that's going on. Yes, you got the Copa happening in the US, but I'm talking more specifically about the Euros. And yes, the final will be this Sunday between Spain and England. But what was the topic of discussion was the victory of Spain over France. And more specifically, this young man, a 16-year-old called Lamine Yamal. Now this kid is the youngest in the history of the Euros to make an appearance, and not only make an appearance, but score a goal as well. And I'm sure you've seen his goal again and again and again. But what's interesting are the small subtleties surrounding Lamine Yamal. Let me enlighten you with some of them. Firstly, his name. His name derives from Lamine Yamal, Amin Jamal. Those are the Arabic origins of his name. So Amin means the honest one, and Jamal means beauty. So the honest, beautiful one. So there are and have been talks like, is he a Muslim? Well, his father is Moroccan, goes by the name of Munir, and his grandmother, Lamine Yamal's grandmother, is called Fatima, and as you can see, and she is adorning the hijab. The mother's side, there's not that much talk about the mother's side. From what I've seen online, it's the father's side that is Muslim. And from this image that you can see, Amin is lifting his hands, and this is unique to Islam, where we make supplication when we are conversing with God and asking Him to assist us. We're praising Him, we're thanking Him. We don't need any middleman to converse with God. We can literally raise our hands if we're at work, if we're on the pitch, if we're in the middle of a boxing ring, wherever we can converse with our Creator. So I haven't clearly heard him talking about his faith, or his parents talking about his faith or whatnot. This is pretty much all I could see, and it does provide a very good case for him being a Muslim. Can we say this for certain? Who knows? Just like we can't say the opposite. But nevertheless, he is definitely a young man that has really caught a lot of people's attention. People are using the word miracle, amazing, fantastic, stupendous, whatever it may be. But like I mentioned, he is 16 years old. And this is another thing that's very interesting, that in Germany they have labor laws. And those labor laws say that people of his age cannot work past 8 p.m. So if he's in the middle of a match, his manager is going to have to call him back off before 8 p.m. so it doesn't contravene with the German laws. And according to the article that you're seeing, he's got braces, he's still a kid, and he's got books. You see him revising for his exam, focusing on his education alongside the sport as well. And just because he's got the sport doesn't mean he is ignoring his education, which is a message out there to the young folk. Oh yes, indeed, even though I'm young myself. But it actually reminds me, I've got this quote book of Malcolm X, and he says as well, without education, you are not going anywhere in this world. And he said this in New York, May 29th, 1964, at the Militant Labor Forum. That's our brother Malcolm X giving us some wisdom, mate. Yeah, no matter where you are, in this day and age, education is so important. And I don't just mean education that you get from the official means. Oh no, you're gonna have to use your spare time to find books. The actual books that are worth buying, you're not gonna find them in these stores on the high street. No, you're gonna have to search them out on Amazon. They're not gonna be in these regular shops. And the final thing that I wanted to say was his celebration, which was 304. 304 is the postcode of where he's from. And the far right, even in Spain, are calling that postcode and that area pardon my French, if you got kids listening, fingers in your ears, they're calling it a shithole. Yeah, in other words, it's scum. It's, the worst part of our country. It's not giving anything to us. Hang on a minute right here. Not giving you anything? It's given you the talk of the town. Kudos to him for being politically aware at this young age also. I mean, this guy is definitely impressing me in his awareness of his education, awareness of even politics as well. Because nowadays, no matter which situation you're in, it's very difficult to separate yourself from the politics surrounding us. So for him to make this celebration was a salute to the people that are there, and also a middle finger at these folk that are insulting and criticizing these migrants that are doing the jobs that these people wouldn't be doing. Let's be honest. Coming and helping the country. Of course, migrants are not all perfect, but it is not an issue of race. It is an issue of class. It's always been like that. You go to rundown areas of white people and you will see them causing problems. You go to the same rundown areas of black people will be causing issues. Same with the brown people will be causing issues. It's to do with class, not race. Just because you're a certain race doesn't mean that there will be a certain proclivity to a crime. That's absurd. So kudos to him for being aware of this, and this is a good example for those of you guys that are watching to also take a leaf from his book. Indeed, some people are saying that when he was a baby there was a picture of him, he did a commercial with Messi, you see him in a tunnel with a Real Madrid player, he's popping up in a lot of different places. Some people are even saying he's an industry plant. To be honest, just because a person is Muslim, like they said with the Pfizer vaccine, oh, the guy that made it is a Muslim. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they're cover stories. On the face of it, mashallah, fantastic, brilliant. But of course, just because a person is outwardly a Muslim, like they said about Obama, oh, his father's a Muslim. Oh, so it excuses him from being the president that's bombed the most African countries?
Well, Obama was a piece of shit.
Like Obama was a mess as well. So just because his father's a Muslim doesn't excuse the crimes. So yeah, kudos to this guy, and we hope that he doesn't lose grip of the rope of Allah. He continues doing good for his society and his people. So all we can do is pray for him. Let's leave it there, guys. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.